What's going on, everybody? Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork Fishing Guide, owner of McFarland Fishing. Going to give you a public rundown for May 17th. Lake Fork specific public rundown. You ready? Remember, I shoot this on Tuesday and it now comes out on Wednesday. I shoot it again on Thursday and it comes out on Friday. So the last 2 days, this is what's been going on in the lake. Lake's pretty stable. We had a surprise pop-up storm the other night in the middle of the night. Weatherman missed it, as always, had no idea. We did get a bunch of rain. It was pretty incredible. It was Sunday night, and the lake really kind of came back up very, very little. But we were dropping to 397.55, I think. Come back to 397.57, 397.56 as of today. Basically, that is 5.5 feet below full pool. The lake is clearing up. It's really settling. 1 to 2 foot visibility throughout the whole lake, pretty much. Lake Fork green. That's something that Mark Pack used to always say. When you see the lake color, Lake Fork green and or gunmetal blue, it's in good shape. And the Lake Fork green is where we're at right now. Gunmetal blue is usually when it gets a little clear. It can be clear and it has that bluer look to it. But Lake Fork green is really healthy. Water temperature parameter is up there now. 78.5 to 82 yesterday is what I saw, and 81.5 to 84 today. Yesterday we really didn't have any winds in the afternoon, so it really heated things up. Today we had some pretty good winds, 10, 20 mile an hour winds coming out south. Really interesting. Yesterday the wind blew from the north, and man, like they say, from the north, stubborn like a horse. It was tough to get them to bite, but we still did catch fish. Saturday, really uniquely enough, right during the Legends event, I had one of Mark Pack's good friends, James, with me. And James had fished with Mark for 20 years. God rest Mark's soul. If you know, Mark Pack passed away a couple years ago. And a year and a half anyways. But James booked with me, and man, it was kind of big shoes to fill. And we were struggling. With the Legends event and all the boats on Saturday, everything was covered up. And I mean, everything was covered up. And so I did what I do best, was put my head down and got behind that sonar and studied and went and found some new fresh fish. And man, I'm telling you, they were way, way offshore. And James ended up catching a couple of really big ones, a 7-pounder and an 8-pounder. And it really made his day as well as mine. But like I said, I could never fill those shoes that Mark Pack did here on Fork. But it was really nice to get James out there on the lake. Good memories of Mark. Good. We shared things about Mark. And we even caught fish the way Mark taught us with the old Carolina rig impact shad. But lake's in good shape, guys. So let's move on. What I want to do is I want to tell you a little bit about the weather for the next few days. It's getting hot. It's real hot. But we have good winds. So that really counterbalances how we feel out there. It looks like the next couple of days, 70s for low, 72 for low, 92s for the high, kind of record-setting heats. But we have 10 to 20 mile an hour winds out of the south. And then 15 to 25 again on Friday with some potentially light thunderstorms coming through. But it's a good week. It's going to be a good week here. Everything's out of the south. The saying is, wind from the east, they bite the least. Wind from the south blows it in the mouth. Wind from the west, they bite the best. And wind from the north, stubborn like a horse. Those don't, it's kind of a crock pot theory. I've caught fish when it's blowing from the east, and I've caught fish when it's blowing from the north. But those sayings didn't just come out of nowhere. I have actually blasted them when it's blowing out of the west, and it's very stable when it's coming out of the south. So the one thing I will say, when the lake is rolling south, the fish do bite a lot better. All right, so fishing is really good right now. Really expect, if you come to Lake Fork this week, a couple things. Number one, you have the elite anglers here. They have one more day of practice tomorrow. And then starting Thursday, you will have the top BASS elite anglers, about 100 of them. They will fish Thursday. They will fish again Friday. It gets cut down to the top 50 for Saturday. And then it gets cut down to the top 10. I believe it might be top 12. But on Sunday for championship day, I believe it's 10. We got one of our very own Lee Livestays in there. He's won it here before. We also got Keith Combs, a crankbait specialist. Believe me, that's the bite right now. So I really feel that the fishing's excellent. And there's going to be a slugfest. There's no doubt it's going to take over 100 pounds for 4 days. And I really kind of put Lee Livestay, Keith Combs, I put him right up there. That's where the slugfest is going to be. I'm not going to out Patrick, I think McHolmes, or no, that's a football player. I can't remember Patrick's last name, but he's a live scoper. He's really, really good too. He gave Lee a run for his money last year. He won it the year before that. So Patrick has a good shot at it. But any one of those power fishermen, those offshore specialists, they're going to wreck them. They're going to absolutely wreck them. So what they do best in the lake is staged, post-spawn, offshore fishing. So I'm finding the topwater bite early. There's a crankbait bite. There's a jig bite. There is a shaky head big worm bite already. There's a sea rig bite, a Carolina rig bite with creature baits and flukes, impact shad flukes. The old impact shad, hard to beat, okay? So, man, if you're coming here the next few days, number one, expect to catch some fish, but respectfully stab those guys away a little bit. I'm not asking you to stand down to them, but as a fishing guide, number one, we get run of the lake all year long. They're here just one time, and they get a different job to do. I think it's kind of cool to pay them the respect. So if they happen to be coming in and if you feel like they really want to be in your area, man, you don't have to give it up. It's a public lake. But you might get some kudos from what comes around goes around if you let those guys go ahead and do what they need to do. So respect that first of all, but expect to catch some fish. And here's the thing. I want to give you more information. In the public rundown here, in the past, we've done a lot of teachings. We've done a lot of free information. And I'm still giving you that. I'm telling you the fishing's good. I would tell you if it wasn't. I'm being a little brief on the baits, crankbaits and topwaters and jigs. And that's really the way it has to be. I'm going to be doing, with Brooke, some really cool fishing shows coming when my season ends about mid-July and I slow down. The rest of the year, Brooke and I are going to be filming. And we're going to be making shows for you. We're going to be filming a lot for potentially television and digital television. But we are absolutely going to be doing lessons. We're going to be going to other lakes and having videos of the day of fishing. So there'll be better content on here. I appreciate you, those that are sticking with the subscription, the basic public subscription. Tell your friends about it. Hit the thumbs up if you like it. Comment below. Ask me questions below. I will still teach in this section, the public section. What I won't give is the real deal goods on Lake Fork, because I really want you to subscribe to the members only. It's $4.99 a month. I mean, I'm not asking too much for me to actually give up the real goods of Lake Fork. And when I say the real goods, I mean the locations, the specific locations where I'm fishing by the rule of 3, which is a system that I give. The baits, exactly what I'm using, the colors, the line, the how-to. If I'm throwing a top water, I tell you the pace of how it is, where to throw it. It's pretty fair for me to ask you to subscribe. So that's kind of what we're doing. Members only. And listen, I want to go show you something. This is a true testimony from a current members only who is using the rule of 3. And I want to just read the testimony. I want to read you the testimony here. Give me just one second. And show you the value. I've had several testimonies of people using the rule of 3 other lakes around the area. Other people using the rule of 3 in other states and how relative it is. And what the rule of 3 is it breaks the lake up into 3 sections. And then it breaks the arms and fingers up into 3 sections. So I give you 2 numbers. I'd say 2, 2. And that tells you what part of the lake to be in that's the most productive. Okay, but here's one from a gentleman named Steve who just used the rule of 3, and he said if you haven't subscribed, maybe 60 pounds of fish in one day might help convince you. I fished for 50 years and have learned so much from Mike. Thanks for all your info and all your help. The rule of 3 helped Steve pick the right section. And uniquely enough, not only did he pick the right section, he picked exactly where I've been catching the fish. He sent me a picture, told me how well he was catching them, and he thanked me for some tips on the baits. And I'm going to give those here in just a few minutes to the members only. But he sent me a private message, and then he sent a pic of where he was. And I kind of was dumbfounded because the rule of 3 doesn't give you a spot. It gives you a general location that is the best part of the lake. And he found to the T the exact spot where I've been putting the boat and really catching a lot of fish. So I felt really grateful for that. Thank you, Steve, for the testimony. Giving you guys a personal invitation. Members only, please. Use your desktop or your laptop. Hit the join button. Follow the procedures. You become a member. If you're wondering what the heck the rule of 3 is, go watch the second video in the members only. It'll teach you all about it, tells you how to use it, and listen, it's worth it. I know you'll lose more jigs, more worms, more crankbaits, and more frustration. Heck, a bag of ice is $2.50 when you go to lake these days. So $4.99. I'm asking you again, I'm inviting you again, subscribe to the members only channel, a McFarland's Rundown. All right, other than that, that's the testimony. Love you guys. I'm very grateful for the subscribers that we do have here. That is continuing to grow, and I'm very, very thankful for all of you that follow. I'm Mike McFarland, giving you a Lake Fork public rundown. Remember, you want to see what's on this rod right here? Subscribe. Thank you.